Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh and I am a missional videographer and content creator, currently living in Southwest Germany and working at Black Forest Academy. Now, in this video, I want to go through some of the essential tools that we use here at BFA to create the type of content that you see on our social media, on our website. So I've been talking with other schools and other orgs about what they do, and meeting with even alumni who are getting into the communications and content creation sphere. And so I just wanted to make this short, quick overview of what we use here. I'm not going to go into tons of detail, but you can leave in the comments below if you want to see something in more detail. So we're going to, just start with the first thing, which is the camera that we use. It is the Sony a7 III. I think it came out around 2018, and it's been really good, honestly. There are some shortcomings. At the time when it came out, it was monumental as far as what you got for the price. There are some things that kind of seem like they could hold you back, but they're very minor. All in all, it still has great value now in 2022, and that's the camera we use. As far as lenses go, I'll start with this one. This is the Sony 20mm 1.8 G lens, and I love this thing. This thing is great. It has a really fast aperture, and it's really light. And so one of the cool features about it is you can choose to either click with this little switch here, click or declick the aperture ring. It's got a manual, like, analog aperture ring, so that's pretty cool. Really like this lens. It does really great on a gimbal, which I'll get to in a minute. The other lens, this one actually I own. This was not very expensive, but an incredibly characteristic lens. It has a lot of character. This is the Helios M44-2 58mm. It's really, really, really awesome. I think it's from 1973. It's an old Soviet lens, and so I love shooting with this thing. It's fully manual. There's no autofocus. It doesn't connect to the camera at all, and so it's kind of old school, but I love it. The main lens that we use is actually on the camera right now. It's the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 lens, and art lens, excuse me, and it's a great all-around lens. We just slap it on the camera. It rarely comes off the camera, honestly, and I use it for 90% of what I shoot here at BFA. Okay, so before I get into some of these other items, we just talked about the camera body and the lenses we use. Let's kind of expand on the full rig that I've built for just streamlining our workflow here at BFA. So around the body, we have a half cage by Smallrig and a top handle, and I also have a side handle, which I don't use a ton. I'll put it on there for some cases, but this cage really helps protect the camera and gives me lots of mounting points to mount other accessories, which I'll talk about, and gives places where I can hold the camera for an extended period of time and not get so tired. Even though these cameras are small, if you're holding it for a long time, your forearms could get really sore. So I've built a cage around the camera. So on the front of the top handle, I usually have the Feelworld F7 Plus monitor, and this is a great monitor. One of my favorite features is focus peaking. It really helps me dial in the focus when I'm shooting, and it's a great all-around bright monitor. It has a lot of features, really easy to navigate the menus, and no complaints there. It wasn't super expensive, and it's worked great for us. Keeping on the same topic of the rig that we've built around the camera, the item sitting there on top of the camera that I'm currently using is the Sony XLR K3M. This thing is life-changing. I love being able to put my audio sources, like this microphone right here, straight into the camera. I don't have to record to an external device and then sync it in post. It's a great preamp. It picks up amazing sound and makes my workflow super easy. And as long as you dial in the settings before you start recording well, your sound comes out great. I love this thing. It was not cheap, but yeah, it's been a life-changing thing after we got that. This next item also has to do with audio. This is the Sennheiser AVX ME2, and this thing is also a dream to use. It's our wireless lapel system, so it comes with this little lapel mic here. And what I love about this is that the transmitter, actually this is the transmitter, the receiver has a full-size XLR connection here. And so what I do is I put it straight onto the K3M, which I just talked about, and it works seamlessly. The range is really good. They also have some sort of frequency that cuts down on a ton of interference that you might get. And so this was also not cheap, but a great item that we'll be able to use for a long time. The lapel mic is also really good. No complaints here. I've loved this thing. Lastly, in terms of the cohesive rig that we've built around the camera, we use a teleprompter, especially for situations like this, or if we're doing some sort of announcement or interview. This little teleprompter, it's called the Desview T2, or Desview T2. This thing works exactly how it should. I don't have any complaints. It's not huge, which is good. I don't like buying big bulky things, and when I found this teleprompter, it's been working really great for what we need it for. Okay, so moving on down, I wanted to show you guys this. This is actually an item that I own. None of the items I've mentioned yet I own, right? Oh, the lens. This little guy. This is another item that I own. This thing is amazing. This is the Peakdesign travel tripod. I love this thing. I took it to Burkina Faso recently, threw it in my bag. What I love about this is how small it is. It's actually skinnier than my water bottle. It's crazy. It has a really unique design, and the actual ball head here, yeah, it works well for videography. Once you loosen this thing, it is loose on all axes, and so you can't just loosen one axis and have a straight, smooth pan or tilt. So it really is good for locked off shots. But I was doing a lot of interviews down there in Africa, and that's what I needed it for. I needed just a really light solution, just to have my camera locked off and ready to shoot interviews. And so this thing was amazing. I love this thing. Yeah, great investment. Really sturdy, all metal components. Great product. Okay, next item that we use here is a drone. Drones are awesome. Oh my goodness, look how small that is. It's amazing. This is the DJI Mavic Mini 2, and check that out. It is absolutely tiny. It's like smaller than my hand. Check that out. That's my phone. Do you see that? It's actually, it could be a tad shorter than my phone. Anyways, this thing's awesome. It shoots 4K. It has a lot of good features. It doesn't have some of the more pro features. I've flown the Mavic. Is it the Mavic Pro 2 or something? This thing's great, especially for travel. You know, you have, with the Fly More package, you have 3 batteries in here, which are each a half an hour. So, or not, excuse me. Yeah, each half an hour. So you have an hour and a half of flight time in this tiny little package. And so, especially for travel, this thing, it's tiny. And that gets me really excited, because what we used to use is the Phantom 3, which is one of those older DJI white color drones. I'll probably throw up a picture here of it. And that thing, to take it anywhere, it was a huge job. And so this literally goes right here, and I can hike to the top of the hills surrounding BFA and launch it from there. It's a great little drone. Relatively affordable as far as drones go, and rock solid even in pretty high breezes. So I love that little thing. That thing has been a great tool. I also took it to Burkina, and it was great traveling with this thing. Yeah, so next item is our gimbal. This is the DJI Ronin SC, and it's the smaller of the gimbals that DJI offers, but this thing has been great, especially for the camera and lenses that we have, because we don't have a very big setup, and so this thing, it's not huge, and that's what I love about it. I really love that they have this little tripod that screws onto the bottom, and that way if your arm gets tired you can just set it down. Yeah, this thing has helped us get some really cool footage. There was a video I did for BFA. It's the virtual campus tour, and so we got all of those interior and exterior smooth shots of our buildings and our campus with this thing, and it's a great tool. I love it. Yeah, really feel blessed that we are able to have equipment like this here. So okay, what else do I have? Oh, okay, one last item. This last item I own as well. So of all of this stuff, I own the lens, this tripod, this drone, and this guy. This is the Peli Air 1535 case, and this thing is a beast. It is rock solid. I took this to Africa as well. I don't know if you can see, it's still got some Africa dirt on it, but this thing's waterproof. You could drop it off a plane. Apparently, their website's actually hilarious because they have all these stories of how people have accidentally or intentionally abused them, and they've come out fine. The items inside have been perfectly fine. This thing was also an investment, but a worthy investment, because all of this stuff that I'm carrying is really valuable, and not only are they expensive to replace, but they help me tell the stories that I tell, and I would never want to lose that ability, especially when I'm traveling. And so this thing is really cool because I'll try to show you. Ugh! It's not super heavy. I was grunting to be dramatic, but this thing has these really nice dividers, which are made by Peli, as well as this thing up here. Those both I had to buy extra, but going back to the drone though, one of these, I think it was this divider right here, this one right here, this one, I literally fit the entire drone inside that one compartment, and so yeah, that's another reason why I love that thing. But so I think that's the last item, and if you guys have any questions or want any more details on any one of these items that I've shown you, please feel free to leave those in the comments, and maybe I'll make another video with some more details. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.